The first word that I have for you today is no. 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 If you follow me closely on Instagram, you'll notice that I always play this pastor that be like, hey now, to the now, hell to the now. I love that song, by the way. Pastor somebody. No is uncomfortable to people who are put on this earth to assist others in their development or their growth. Because when somebody asks you something, they need something from you. And so you, as an empathetic individual, you feel that need and you want to officiate that need that is there. I had to learn how to say no, and we've been talking about being a doormat since the Dr. Romney review that I did last week or whatever, but it's uncomfortable to denounce people who are requesting from you. Raise your hand if you have that issue. I want to put this into perspective for you really quickly. Saying yes is a privilege to who you're saying yes to. I've always felt the need to appease people in my circle, particularly because I had to appease the families that I was getting adopted by, but they ended up sending me back to the orphanage anyway. Don't weep for me, bitch, because I got adopted by Gwendolyn Laverne Roberts, honey, and look where I'm at now. Okay? But I think it's definitely rooted in my past where I felt the need to overly compensate. I remember when I used to host parties in Greensboro, and I used to let everybody in the club for free. That's why I had to get removed from the front of the house and end up just being on stage, because I was just letting people in free. Yeah, come on in. I want you to have the experience. You know, I feel the need of you needing to release yourself, not your bowels, but yourself at my parties, and I do some pretty good parties. But I've been that way since I could remember. I was specifically referencing saying no to things that don't feel right. Okay, some people say yes to everything, even though you get that bubbling in your gut that something ain't right. When you say no in that space, you're not only reserving the energy and sending a signal to God that if they're going to say no, because God don't say no, God says yes. So if something is being brought for you by a company, a person, an individual, or even your friend that you intuitively feel like you need to say no to, when you say no, you're sending a signal to God to rearrange the circumstances to get that yes. Prior to me saying yes to Erykah Badu's birthday, I said no to Tyler Perry. Prior to saying no to Tyler Perry, I said no to Mona Scott Young. And you'll take anybody else looking for an opportunity, they just willingly say yes, but something didn't feel right. And then when I look at the paperwork, something ain't written right. Okay? So I say no. And then in that space, you kind of feel down on yourself. You're like, oh, damn, did I fucking blow my big ass chance? No. I mean, you saw the video, right? God rearranges your circumstances when you say no and gives you the yes that is not going to make your intuition go off. That same philosophy can be applied to people. Can I borrow some milk? Even though you got a gallon of milk in there. No. I don't feel like you need to be borrowing no milk. The answer is no. That feels bad, right? But what you're doing is sending a signal. Here comes a company saying, the milk in your refrigerator, we want to mass produce it because it has some element in there that could cure breast cancer. That's why you said no. See, it don't make sense until after you say no, right? And it really don't make sense until you say yes from what God has delivered unto you. First word, say no, especially if your gut starts to bubbling like you have indigestion.